Good morning, church. Welcome to this edition of Checking In with Pastor Jim. I am so glad to see you this morning. What is today? July the 7th. It's a Tuesday, and here we are gathered together for this brief session with your pastor. I'm excited to tell you that our plan at this point is to return to in-person worship at First Baptist Church on the second Sunday in August, which I believe is August the 9th. And not everybody will want to do that, but there are some people who will. And I want to share with you this article that I've been saving for a couple of weeks now, maybe longer than that. But it's by an epidemiologist whose name is Carrie Dolan. And she was talking about how she and some others think of themselves and their own safety when it comes to venturing out during this season of coronavirus. She decided to give everybody a number, right? So I want you to listen very carefully and see if you can figure out what your number is. And then I want you to type your number in the comments section. Are you ready? You'll have 5 options, so count them off on your fingers. Here we go. Carrie Dolan, epidemiologist, says if you are a 1 during this pandemic, you are on complete lockdown. Supermodel Naomi Campbell recently posted several pictures of herself boarding a plane in a hazmat suit, a pair of goggles, a face mask, and pink latex gloves. This might be your image of a 1. So think about that. Is that you, or should you wait for number 2? She said, a 2 are our good friends down the street. These 2s get takeout food, have socially distanced picnics, and take bike rides, but only with a very small circle of people, and they know exactly who that small circle is seeing. All of them are 6 feet apart all the time. She says, in our house, we are a 3. We have no known comorbid conditions and a great deal of flexibility in our ability to control our physical distancing and access to personal protective equipment, PPEs. Therefore, we are comfortable interacting with a small group of people while also taking recommended precautions. We paddleboard on the river, and I exercise every day with the same friend. We look a little different than our friends, the 2s, because our circle is slightly larger. Got that? She says the 4s branch out even more. Our 4 friends are on their bikes in groups and riding to our capital city for lunch. They are exercising with different people every day and are having happy hours on their decks. They haven't booked their summer vacation, and remember this was a few weeks ago, but are thinking about where they might go. Conversely, a 5 is ready to jump on a plane to the Maldives with maybe just a little hand sanitizer stuffed somewhere in a backpack. Our 5 friends are headed to every state park and are flying to get there. We will all have our own number, and how we define it may differ slightly. This number isn't meant to lock us in a box where we will stay. We use this number as a point of dialogue to develop how we will navigate the world. So, yes, I wanted to ask you, do you feel like a 1 on complete lockdown or a 5 ready to fly to the Maldives, or maybe somewhere in between? The way you think about yourself and your own safety out there in the world will make a difference in whether or not you feel ready to come back to worship at First Baptist Church. So I'll just tell you this, we are going to do everything we can to make it safe and keep it safe. I have this COVID-19 team that has been working tirelessly to get everything ready. They are working with our building support staff and trying to make sure that we have all the appropriate signage and the ropes that will separate one group from another when we're walking down the hallways, and a door for ingress and another one for egress, and all of that to keep things safe. Just a reminder, we're thinking that probably no more than 192 people in the sanctuary at any time. And that's because that's what's necessary to maintain a 6-foot separation. I'm probably going to talk about it like this. When we can finally do that on August the 9th, I'm going to call it Yardstick Sunday. Yardstick Sunday. Get a yardstick out of your broom closet, and when you come to church, hold it at arm's length. If you can touch anybody, you are too close, right? That is a 6-foot distance between you and another person. We will ask you to wear a colorful cloth face mask. If you don't have one of your own, we will give you one. I will ask you to keep your distance. We'll have probably places on the pew that are marked so that you can sit there. And on Communion Sunday, we'll have one of those tiny little portable communion kits for you so that you can take communion without having to handle all the elements as they are passed up and down the aisle. So that's what we're looking toward, and that's what we are trying to get ready for. At the same time, we have one doctor on our COVID-19 team and one paramedic who are watching the metrics very closely. And as you know, across the country, the numbers have been going up. In Virginia, I have noticed a slight uptick in the number of new cases of COVID-19. So if we cannot trend downward for 3 consecutive weeks before August the 9th, we will probably have to delay that in-person gathering a little longer. And I can hear the sighs of disappointment out there. I will be disappointed, but I would rather be disappointed than have anyone die because of COVID-19 because we came back to church too early. I'm just going to say that. Now, here's one other thing that I hope you can understand and appreciate. I got email from somebody in the church last week who said, hey, I wanted to go to a worship service at another church, and they told me I had to register in advance. Are we going to do that at First Baptist? Well, here's what we're talking about. Donna Early is very excited about the update on our church app, and she's going to be getting information to you about that very shortly. I hope that if you are savvy enough to go on Facebook and see this live check-in with Pastor Jim, you're also savvy enough to download an app on your smartphone. I hope so. And so Donna has a new version of the app that is better in every way, she says. I've already loaded the prototype on my phone. Maybe I can show you a little bit of what it looks like. Maybe. It says, welcome. And it's got some different little boxes there where you can give or look at sermons or track down people. One of the things you can do is look at events. And there's an event, that's Wednesday night supper in the fellowship hall. We haven't been doing that lately, have we? But when we are ready to go back to church, one of the events that will be up there right near the top is Sunday morning worship at First Baptist. And all you will have to do is tap that button and say, I'd like to come. Maybe you can understand why we need to have some sort of reservation system before people come back. It's because if we have 5,000 people who decide to come back on that first Sunday, we won't be able to seat everybody. We won't be able to let them in. And we don't want to turn anybody away from the doors of the church. So if you can just register in advance and let us know, hey, I'm planning to be there for church this Sunday, we will save a place for you. On August 9th, we're thinking we will have 11 o'clock worship only, and I'll be talking with my crew about whether or not we can arrange transportation for those of you who are used to riding in on the shuttle bus. But we're going to do everything we can to make it possible, because God did not make us to be separated from one another. I think early on in the Bible, you can hear God saying, it is not good for the man to be alone. The truth is, it's not good for any of us to be alone. Nobody, but nobody can make it out there all alone, Maya Angelou once said. I believe that's true. We need each other. We've been staying connected in the best way we can through this pandemic, and I am so proud of you for your patience and your perseverance. But it is not good for us to be alone. And we are going to try to come back together in some meaningful way. We are working on it, working hard on it. One of the things we didn't do was come back to church too soon, and we don't want to make that mistake. So again, for your patience, for your perseverance, I say thank you. And I hope that today is going to be for you a wonderful day in which you can appreciate every good thing God has given. Maybe I've taught you this prayer, but when I wake up in the morning, I say, God, thank you for this day. Let me receive it as a gift and open it like a present. And when I pray that prayer, I always find that my day is full of surprises, many of them really, really good ones that I would have missed if I wasn't looking for them. So may your day be filled with good surprises, and may the news that we might be going back to church sometime be one of them. God bless you, everyone. Have a great day.